again with another video for the Truth Seekers channel. This time I'm going to talk about Elizabeth Bathory, famous countess a long time ago, I think about 500 years ago. Let's take a look at a documentary. Short introduction.
In 1611, in an isolated castle high up in the mountains of what is now modern Slovakia, a woman was about to begin a death sentence, condemned to spend the rest of her life walled up in a single room. At her trial, Countess Elizabeth Báthory, one of the most powerful aristocrats of her day, was accused and convicted of murdering over 600 young girls.
Well, she was accused of murdering more than 600 young girls. So this lady is in the Guinness Book of Records for the most prolific serial killer. She killed more people than any man alive. She's like the #1 serial killer of the world. But I don't believe she did it. I will explain later why. The Countess Elizabeth Báthory, a Hungarian countess. She was a Hungarian noblewoman and alleged murderer from the Bathory family of nobility in the Kingdom of Hungary. And she owned land in Hungary and Transylvania, which is now Romania. Romania, it's now part of Romania, which were areas of Habsburg monarchy. So the Habsburg family was there and are still there, and they still are around. She was being labeled by the Guinness World Records as the most prolific female murderer, but she is also had murdered more than the men. At the moment, there are like 3 men in the top 4, but she had murdered more than all of those guys together. And let's see, Countess Bathory's court witnesses said more than 300 witnesses, and the highest number of victims cited during Bathory's trial was 650. Wow. Okay, so what is going on here? How can one woman murder so many girls? All of them are like young girls, and it became like a legend that she murdered them to drink or bathe in their blood or do some sort of magic or witchcraft to keep young or to satisfy some gods or something. Well, here are some images of Lady Elizabeth Bathory. Yeah. History. Okay. Yeah, this is one where she was like, in a bathtub of blood. Yes, her name is Bathory. Bathing in blood. But it was never proven to be like a fact. This is what they made up. So let's see the history. So why I think this is not true is because there is new speculation that the published documents of Bathory's trial may prove Bathory a victim of political conspiracy. King Matthias from 1557 to 1619 owed Bathory money he did not have the funds to repay. So this King Matthias go and see who he was. He was the Holy Roman Emperor. Wow, it's a nice title. Matches born Austrian, Vienna, Maximilian, Maria, Spain. He was like buried Archduchess. His uncle was the Archduke, Ferdinand II. He was at the moment the King of Hungary, or something like that. Yeah, King of Hungary and Croatia. So he was very powerful and politically involved in many stuff, countries, and so you could say he was really a powerful king. But still, he owed this lady, Duchess or Countess Bathory, a significant amount of money. And he had trouble paying her back, because the family Bathory, they gave this king a loan to fight his war against the Ottomans or the Turks. The Bathory family certainly fell into. It has been said that there is evidence that Thurzo was after Bathory's significant wealth. Secondly, King Matthias and the imperial family owed substantial amounts of money to the countess, which they had trouble paying due to the lack of cash flow in their coffers, and this may have provided motive to have her eliminated. Yeah, I think that is what happened. Here is another book that says King Matthias ordered Bathory's death because she was of noble birth. It was decided to keep her interned in her own castle, so they couldn't kill her because of her nobility. And yeah, one thing is certain, however, Bathory was inspired by countless pop cultures and female vampire and she was called Countess Dracula. She also inspired Bram Stoker for his Dracula book, and so she was like very famous and big legend in those times. But according to what I've seen, she was innocent. I think she got framed up and caught in a political conspiracy, because her husband was like the leader or the general of the Hungarian army against the Ottomans. But when he died, she was like a widow. She was tried and convinced of murdering. She was walled up. There's some evidence that the whole thing was a frame-up, either by the Catholic Church and the Habsburgs, who wanted to turn the Holy Roman Empire Catholic and turn back the Reformation, or by the King Matthias of Hungary, who owed the Bathories a huge amount of money after he financed his war against the Ottoman Turks. So the question is the Bathory story propaganda? I say yes. Lady Bathory, the Duchess of Blood, is innocent, and she was framed up. In those times, that happened a lot because all these women who they wanted to get rid of, they say they were like witches, and that gives the church and the other rulers like green light to get rid of them. So she was an easy victim, a widow, and she had like substantial land. In addition, being a widow in charge of a large estate, Bathory could have been susceptible to rumors that she was involved in witchcraft. That's what I said. Scapegoating widows and accusing them for being responsible for natural deaths was common in Central Europe during this era. Matthias II was all for executing everybody and then claiming all of Erzsebet's, that's Elizabeth, land for his own, especially since he owed her and Ferenc, that was her husband, money from the war. Well, so I need not say more. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel.